my and mine, which is nanna, and we, that is plural, becomes now. Okay, and then there is another. So these are all variations of the word nanu. So you've got nanu is I, nanna is possessive, it's mine, and now is we all of. It's a plural for it's we basically. Then you've got on the other side you've got you, which is nivu. So in Kannada, like in Hindi, you've got a way of speaking to somebody younger and then to someone older. English doesn't have that. So, and I think Malayalam also doesn't. So here, if I want to say you, I could say Ninu to somebody who is younger than me, but ideally to somebody older than me, or if I'm speaking with respect, I would not use Ninu, I would say Nivu. Okay, and this also applies if it is plural. So here you see you, that is I'm speaking to, like if I'm speaking to all of you together, I would say Nivu. But and if I'm speaking to someone older than me also, I would say Nivu. But a lot of times to somebody younger than me, or informal talk, I could say Ninu. And possessive in there would be Nimma. Okay, so again, I'm not getting into the grammar of all of the words, but these are words that you will very frequently use when you have normal conversations. Okay, you is for an older person, I would say Nivu. For a younger person, I would say Ninu, Ninna, and Nivu. So here the plural will remain the same. But as you probably see more sentences, you'll get more familiar with this. Okay, now breakfast is called tindi. Okay, meal is uta, and meal can be lunch or dinner. There is no differentiation that you have to do. Uta can be used for both lunch and dinner. There is, it's just a meal.
But breakfast,
so if you ask uta aita, you're basically asking, are you done with the meal?
But breakfast we can't use, meaning it's
no, you would normally use a different word than uta. Like you wouldn't say uta for breakfast.
Tindi
aita would be, have you had breakfast?
Okay.
What about Kishor? What about Tindiya?
Yeah, so Tindiya is did you eat? So
okay.
Yeah, there's another word. Tinnudu is to eat. Okay, so if I say Tindiya, it is did you eat your breakfast? But when I say Tindi Aita, I'm saying did you have your breakfast?
Tindaita is a more formal way of saying it, no? Tindaita, I mean, the way you said it is more colloquial and abridged, right?
Yeah, so if you're, that's right. So in an informal talk, I would say Tindi Aita, but that would mean, are you done with breakfast? But in a formal or a proper Kannada way, you would say Tindi Tindu Aita. Are you done eating your breakfast? Tindi. Okay, this is how I'll make the difference now. Tindu Aita. Okay, so this is the, this is the. Okay, the small d is the. I've seen some where they use this capital D as the, so that's why I was using that. But yeah, it's also easier to notice this. That's all. All right. Okay. So the next is we will go to where were we? Meal. Okay. Any other questions?
I was asking is, can you just repeat what you wrote on the notepad again?
Thing D. So when I put D in capital, it's the. So it's thing D. And if it's D in small, it's tindu. It's the, not the. The is with the capital D is like with the flip of your tongue, the, and the other one is the. So see, here's the now here I've asked. So if you translate it word to word, it's not using the word you. Okay, so if you want to completely like put a sentence completely, you would say ninna or nimma tindi tindu aita. So this is where the respect part comes. What word do you use here? This is just a word to word is had your breakfast ?
Got it. Thanks.
or had breakfast question mark. There's no person in that sentence.
So do you actually say it twice? Tindi, Tindu? I thought. Sorry, I might not
Yeah,
funny saying
because tindi is
it.
breakfast and tindu is to eat. So it's like, do you say, did you eat your breakfast?
What is aita
Because
meaning? Aita meaning did you eat, right?
Aita means
are you done? Aita is to be done.
Okay. Okay.
We
Like
say
I
uta
know.
aita,
So
right? So that's why I
uta
had
aita.
that question.
Okay, so now uta aita is, are you done with your meal? Okay, so let me now this is malagi. Malagi is to sleep. Now if I say malagi aita, I'm asking, are you done sleeping? Okay, so this is to be done. It doesn't have anything to do with eating or yeah. So this is doing this verb over here. Yeah. Cool. Moving forward.
So if sorry, just one last question.
Yeah.
If I say tindi aita, would it be right to say you're done with breakfast? Would it be a correct usage?
It's, are you done with breakfast?
Yeah, are you done with breakfast? Not did you eat breakfast? Are you done? It would be still okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So the response to that would be tindi aitu. If I'm done with breakfast.
Okay, super. Thanks, Kishor.
Okay. All right. Okay. So yes and no. Howdu and illa. So for example, now I said that you could say tindi aitu. Now you could add a yes, I'm done eating, or yes, I'm done. So then I could say howdu tindi aitu, or to use illa. Now here's the variations of the word aita. Okay, aita is a question. Aitu is to say I'm done, and agilla is to say not done. So, oh, sorry. So here I'm saying yes, breakfast is done. No, breakfast is not done. Okay, I hope I'm not putting everyone off. We're just playing around with a few sentences and the few words. Okay. So again, you have to use these words again and again in different sentences to really understand, because I don't think we have the capacity to go into the grammar of all of this. So what we're going to do is, hopefully with different sentences that you play around with, you'll figure when to use what words. This is yes. Okay. So this is a question. All right. So now the first response I want to give is yes, breakfast is done. Or nanu was the word for I, right? And possessive there would be nanna. So nanna tindi aitu. So here I'm saying yes, my breakfast is done. Okay. And in most cases, howdu is sufficient. If the question is, are you done with your breakfast? It's suffice to say yes, right? But here I'm just using the full sentence, so you get used to the words. So howdu is basically yes, and illa is no. So here my response is no. Nanna tindi agilla. My breakfast isn't done.
Kishor, these are written form or a spoken form. Spoken will completely be different.
No, this is all spoken form. Written, even I have to learn properly before teaching.
Okay. Because like in Hindi, the entire question you might not ask. That's why I was asking.
Meaning in Hindi you would say khana ho gaya, like that.
Huh.
Yeah, so here also, when you're speaking, when you're like, if two Kannada people are speaking, then they're not going to ask you nimma tindi aita. Like that would be unusual. They would just say tindi aita. Okay. So word to word translation would be breakfast done, That's the question.
Hmm.
So it's the same as khana kha liya question. So
Okay.
these are full sentences wherein you're addressing the person, you're talking about the object that you're referring to and all of that. But if you speak more frequently and more fluently to another person who also understands, you wouldn't use full sentences.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right. So that was the first set of words. Now we'll go to the second one and then we'll go to sentences for today. Yeah, so it's only 20 more minutes. Okay. So these set of words. So home is mane, home, house, whatever. It is mane. Okay. Rice is anna. Now I'm referring to right now is ivaga. Why? So if I have to ask a question, sometimes it could end with yake. Okay. Example, if you want, if I say yake bandilla, I'm basically asking why didn't you come? Or going back to our breakfast question. Now let's say this person says no, my breakfast isn't done. So then I can ask yake tindilla. Okay, so now I'm using the word tinnudu, that is, I'm framing a question by asking tindilla. Okay, so this is not capital D like the, this is the. And you remember we did tindi is tindi is breakfast, tindia is did you eat, right? So if the person says no, my breakfast isn't done, I want to ask why didn't you eat, right? Question is now yake is why, so I'm basically asking why didn't you eat. It suffices to say yake tindilla. Yeah.
Just to clarify again, could you the last sentence you did, yake tindilla, could you add the you also, just for reference? Like you mentioned different kinds of yous, right?
Yeah. So right now, let's say I'm speaking to somebody younger. I would say Ninu yake tindilla. Why didn't you eat? Okay. Just a minute. Now here comes the respect part, or younger or older differentiation. Ninu would be to somebody younger. Nivu is to someone who's older, or to a crowd, that is multiple people. So if I'm talking to more than one, I would say Nivu yake tindilla. Why haven't you all eaten? Okay.
So Kishore, in a casual conversation, you can just ask yake tindilla, right? You don't need to have
correct.
Right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So again, see here, when I'm taking sentences one off, it doesn't make sense. But think of a conversation that's happening, wherein you asked, have you had your breakfast? I'm not going to, even the English response is not going to be no, I have not had my breakfast. It's going to be no, or I haven't had it yet. So there are certain words that you can skip even in English as we respond. So that's how even in Kannada, I'm not always going to use ninu, or to address that person, because it's part of a conversation. It's not a one-off. Right.
Yeah, if you want it to be grammatically right, then you use those words, right?
Correct. Yes. It's a correction here. Okay. So raw rice is called akki and cooked rice is called anna. Okay. So there's a difference. So if you go to a shop to buy rice, you're not going to ask for anna. But if you're in a restaurant and you want more rice, you have to ask for anna.
Okay.
You get the difference? It's one I'm asking for raw rice, the other I'm asking for cooked rice. Okay.
Kishore, is this different from the older brother Anna? Am I supposed to pronounce it differently?
No, you can pronounce it as it is. There's can you read this out?
Akki?
Yeah, that's right. And this one is Anna.
Anna. So this is the same pronunciation as an older brother, is it?
That is in Tamil.
How is this related to older brother?
Sorry, my bad.
So I'm not addressing a person here. I'm not addressing. Oh no. That is Anna. So that would be. So that's also there in Kannada. that would be A-N-N-A. This is A-N-N-A. Okay, so just to help you pronounce, this is again a flip of your tongue, na. Okay, so this is older brother. This is rice.
Okay, thanks.
So I'm using capitals in between the words just to help with the pronunciation. So if there is a capital in between, it's usually to say la, na, or da.
Okay. Hey, Kishor, sorry, one doubt. Now that you spoke about Anna as rice, I keep hearing this Anna Saru. What is that?
Rice and rasam.
Rasam.
Oh, Saru is rasam.
There's a sentence.
Charlie, Char is char.
What?
Saru is any curry.
Any curry, char.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, got it.
All right. So now is Ivaga. We'll use these sentences. Okay. All right. So why is Yake? We've used that in a sentence. Now God is Devaru. Belief is Nambike. Okay. Inside is, again, you see a capital L. It is Olage. There's a flip of your tongue. Olage.
Olage.
Okay, so if you want to say come inside, you would say Olage Banni.
Olage Banni.
Olage Banni is come inside. Now, a lot of times you want to say please come inside. So then you would say Dayavittu Olage Banni, like please come inside.
Hey, so there's no Olagade. Like I've heard like bus conductors say that Olagade or Olagade, yeah.
Yeah, so both are right words. Now there's a lot of difference between this Mysore and Bangalore Kannada and Mangalore Kannada. I lean more towards Mangalore Kannada because that's how I spoke at home. But I think if you go textbook Kannada, it would say Olagade.
Okay.
Okay, but people would understand if you say Olage Banni.
Olage Banni.
Olage Banni.
Okay. All right. Neighbor would be Nerevanu. That is to say that I am your neighbor. You would use this word, but easier word to say is instead of word-to-word translation for neighbor, you could say I am from your edges. I am from the house adjacent to yours. So you would say Pakkada Maneyavanu. Okay. So Pakka is not the Hindi Pakka. Pakka is next to you. So if I say Pakkadalli Kutkoli, it means sit next to me. Sit next to me. Kutkoli is to sit, right? So I'm telling somebody Pakkadalli Kutkoli is sit next to me. And if I tell you Nimma Pakkada Maneyavanu, I'm saying I am from the house adjacent to yours. Okay, so Mane we did house. Avaru or Avanu is, I'm talking about myself here, and I'm saying that I am from the house next to yours. So Pakkada is next to you. Okay, so any questions here?
Say the
We
neighbor
have
word once more.
15
the
more
first
minutes. Nereyavanu.
Nereyavanu.
So can I tell Revant Pakkada Mane Avaru?
Yeah, so you could say Revant Nanna Pakkada Maneyavaru. So you're saying Revant is my neighbor, or Revant is from the house adjacent to mine. Or you could go to Revant and say Nanu Nimma Pakkada Maneyavanu. I am from the house adjacent to yours. Although that would be pisty, so you would have to use another word.
Ellavaru Pakkade Mane Avaru.
With Malayalam accent.
Okay, that accent we have to work on that. Right. Okay, so
outside, Olage is out inside, or is outside?
So again, like what Tina said, no, Kalagade is below, beneath, okay, under, all of that is Kalagade. Horagade is outside. Don't worry, we've got a class for direction, so you have inside, outside, up, down, all of those things. That will be taken, I think, by Letty. So Okay, so we've got one class for how do you understand directions or talk about inside, outside, and all of those. I wanted to give that here because there's probably a sentence. So these words, I will have sentences for it. Okay, so that's why I've listed out these words. They're not randomly picked. I've just created sentences using these words. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, so you must be able to probably figure out some of these sentences, right? So I will read it out anyway. You tell me if you find something confusing or something that's not understandable here. Okay, so I'm saying, hi, what is your name? Now, I said namaskara was a word that you could use for greetings. So namaskara, nimma hesaru enu. Okay, here now nimma is being used because I am, see, it's generally probably suggested that you just use this word. It's okay to use it even to somebody younger or very close. There's no harm in it. Like in Hindi also, there's a lot of places where they don't use tum or hum, मैं. They just use like a plural form or the one that you use for more respect, right? So it's okay to just use nimma instead of ninna everywhere. That's acceptable. Okay, so I'm asking, namaskara, nimma hesru, sorry, namaskara, nimma hesru enu. Okay. All right. So if you don't stop me, I'm going to the next sentence. If you can stop me wherever there's a problem. Next, hi, my name is Kishor. Namaskara, nanna hesru Kishor. Here I don't have to use namma. I mean, it's not necessary. I'm just talking about myself. So I'm saying, my name is Kishor. Okay. Now, I am your neighbor. We did this. Now, neighbor is pakkada maneyavadu, right? So, nanna is possessive for I. So, it's a nanu is I. Nanna is possessive. It belongs to me. So, if I have to say this is my pen, I would say nanna pen. Okay. Now, same thing with the name also. My name is Kishore. So, I would say nanna hesaru Kishore. Hesaru is name. This is my name is Kishore.
I hear people using namma. Is that wrong or is that over respectful?
I don't think it's very commonly used. So nimma you can use for whether it's younger, older, that's fine. But usually it is nanna. Namma is also, I don't think it's wrong. I think there's a lot of these variations come with different places. So some places use namma and some places use nanna. Okay, is that clear? The second one?
Yes, yes.
We've got 10 more minutes. Let's see. Okay. Now, I'm your neighbor is Nanu Nimma Pakkada Maneyavanu. So I am your neighbor. Pakkada Maneyavaru is a phrase that you can use instead of Nereyavanu. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Please come inside. We did this. Inside is Olagade. Come is Bunny. If you see Bunny Kannada Kalyona, come is Bunny, and please is Dayavittu. So Dayavittu, Olage Bunny or Olagade Bunny. That is not a problem with either of them. So I think a lot of my words, if you were to use, when I came to Bangalore first, I used all of these, like this is how I spoke, and the auto fellows in Bangalore would quickly recognize that I'm from Bangalore. So that's the difference. A lot of the pronunciations, they would just identify that you're not a, you know Kannada, but you're not using the words that Bangaloreans, that's not how Bangaloreans speak. You know, those are not the words. So there'll be variations. Probably Bangaloreans would say Olagade, but I would say Olage. But it's not wrong. It's just, it shows where you're from. Okay, so you'll probably get a variety of that between all of us teachers. Okay, next. I'm doing good. You can say Nanu Chanagideni. Now, this is literally doing good. Okay, like I'm doing good. So if I have to ask a question, I would say instead of New Hegidira, if I want to ask, are you doing good? I would say New Chanagidira. Chennagidini.
Is
I
this
will
correctly?
Idiri. And to answer that, Channa,
Chennagidini.
answer that you would say Nanu. You would say Nanu Channag Idini. So Channagidira, Nagidini.
And so you'll notice that a lot of words you can sort of vary it a little bit and turn that from a question to an answer or from an answer to a question. Okay, so Chennagidini, if it turns to Chennagidira, is a question. Okay, now here is another one. Marta idira is a question, like, are you doing it? Now, if I have to say, I am doing it as a response, I would say Marta idini.
So it's Dayavittu, Volage Banni.
There's a practice session going on somewhere.
Practice is going on. On mute, Rachel.
Chenna, what? Can you say that again, the question part also?
Chennagidini.
When you ask somebody, how do you ask?
Chennagidira. Let me just write it here.
Yeah, thank you.
I think Kishor, just a quick one. I think
It's
when you
sufficient for now. Sure. Chennagidira is a bit heavy.
Okay, cool. Fine. But it's okay. It's okay to have this because it's again used. We can work on this probably later. All right. Liji, you were saying something?
No, I was saying, so for example, David to Olagabani, I think because we are more Bangalorean based, I think it should go to update this to Olagade Benny. Right, just,
okay.
Because we are not from Bangalore, right? So I think, I mean, just for update, right? So we'll use more Bangalorean familiar language.
True. Yes, but my point was that it is understandable even to Bangaloreans, and I don't know if it makes a difference to a Bangalorean, but my point was it is not that if you were to use this word, they would wonder what that word is.
No, yeah. That I know. Just that then we'll have to say our teacher was a Bangalorean and all of that, right?
So as long as we don't get
Kishor,
beaten up, no?
Kishor, we also say Volagene. So Volagade is more like written. So Volage Banni is more colloquial. It doesn't, yes, the Bangalore thing is there, but even in Bangalore, say Volag Banni. Volagade Banni, where like only like the pure, proper Kannadigas would probably, like the older people would use it. Even my father would say Volag Banni. I guess.
Okay, here you go. Please, Olage Banni. So I guess it's fine.
We will resort to neutral language.
So here's another thing. I mean, if people haven't used Google Translate, I think you really should, because it makes it so much easier. You get pronunciations and you get this English, written using English. So as you learn, if you have doubts and all of that, just go here. In most of the times it's fine. Sometimes the sentence construction might be wrong, but yeah, you should really use this. It's quite
so
helpful.
Kishor, one question. So however you just told now about Volagade or Volage, the cabbies will understand this. No?
Yes.
Like if we were to guide them to our point and all that, or
correct. Yes.
Guy or whatever, so they can hear. I mean, they can understand this. Correct.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. So next, the question is, where do you work? Neevu, that is, I'm speaking with respect because it would be a good word to use to person you do not know informally or very well. Instead of saying Neenu, right? Whoever it is, you could just use the word that is used with respect. So you'd say Neevu Yelli Kelasa Marta Idira. So Yelli is where, Kelasa is to work, Marta Idira is to do. Okay, so in English we can just ask, where do you work? Here, okay, I think in the English word do sort of takes care of this, Marta Idira. So the question here is, where do you work? And I would say Neevu for you, Yelli for where, Kelasa is work, and Marta idira is to do something. Okay, so now let me give you an example. I want to ask, where are you? Where are you eating? Okay, so I could ask, ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? Okay, so here's what I've changed. I've only changed the word work. So Kelasa is work. I could replace that with uta because I'm talking about a meal, and I'm asking, where are you eating? So ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? I want to know where the person is eating. Okay?
Got it.
All right. I work at so-and-so company. ನಾನು XYZ company ಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೇನೆ. Now, there is a suffix that is put at the end of this word to say that I am working at this company. So, I would say ನಾನು PWC ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು PWC ಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೇನೆ. So, for example, this is not a mandatory word. Okay? I could say ನಾನು XYZ ಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೇನೆ.
What is Kelasa?
Kelasa is work.
See, that how are you is ನೀವು ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ, right? Do people also say ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀಯಾ, or it's always ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
Yeah, so Chalchan, so if I am asking you, I would say ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ. If you are asking me, you could ask me ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀಯಾ or ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ.
Okay.
Generally, I wouldn't ask you ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀಯಾ because you're older than me and because I would talk to you with respect, right? But if I'm talking to somebody of my age or somebody who's younger than me, it's fine to ask ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀಯಾ.
Okay, understood.
ಮಾಡುತ್ತೇನೆ is doing it. So you're doing something that you have mentioned over here. Okay, let's see how much you can cover today. So is it a hard stop in 5 minutes, or can I finish this slide at least? All right, so any questions over here? So I was saying ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ is to do what you have mentioned previously. So for example, here I've mentioned ಕೆಲಸ is work. So when I say ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, I'm asking, are you working? And then you go back and you see some other words as well. So for example, I've asked ನೀವು and then ಎಲ್ಲಿ. So like, where are you working? So in English, the word working takes care of this. ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. Okay, I think Juni asked that. So is that clear? Or at least, does that make sense?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Now the response to that would be ನಾನು whatever company ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೇನೆ. Okay, so this ಮಾಡುತ್ತೇನೆ is again a variant of ಮಾಡ್ತಾ or ಮಾಡುವುದು. Okay, now have you had breakfast? We discussed this quite a bit. So what is the word for break? ನಿಮ್ಮ ತಿಂಡಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ? Okay, I'm here asking, have you had your breakfast? If I were to ask, have you eaten your breakfast? What would be the word? Can somebody help?
ತಿಂತೀರಾ.
No, tintira is will you eat?
Okay.
Can you repeat the question?
If the question is, have you eaten your breakfast?
I too.
No. ನಿಮ್ಮ ತಿಂಡಿ ತಿಂದು. Remember there
ನಮ್ಮ ತಿಂದು ಆಯ್ತು.
ನಮ್ಮ ತಿಂಡಿ ಆಯ್ತು. So this is eating. This is breakfast. Okay, so like Pradeep mentioned, this probably without this word tindu is informal, but if it's a complete sentence or a formal sentence that you want to make, you would say tindu aita. Okay, all right, so again, now yes, I've had breakfast. Okay, the word yes is howdu. Howdu Tindi Aitu. Now, can somebody tell me what this means, like word to word or an informal translation? Howdu Tindi Aitu. What am I saying?
Breakfast is done.
Yes.
Yes,
So
breakfast.
then if I want to say I'm done eating breakfast, what would I add here?
Tintu aitu.
Right. So I would say I'm done eating my breakfast. Okay.
Tindi Tindu Aitu. Okay.
Yeah. So this is again. This is capital D is D. Okay. So capital D is 1 second. Okay, so the capital D and small d, this is a pronunciation difference. Okay, wherever you see capital D, I expect a D in pronouncing, and if it's a small d, it's the. So tindi and tindu. All right. And then no, I'm yet to have breakfast is illa, innu tindi madabeku. So I'm saying no, I'm yet to have my breakfast. Okay, so is that any questions? We have to close right now. So, but 1 minute. Any questions, and then we'll continue tomorrow.
Is what?
Innu is yet. So I could add over here. Since I've put I'm yet to have, I could say ನಾನು ಇನ್ನು ತಿಂಡಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So no, I am yet to have my breakfast.
How would you say I'm going to eat at 6?
ನಾನು. So 6 is the name of your daughter. 6 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ತಿಂತೇನೆ. ತಿಂತೇನೆ. ತಿಂತೇನೆ.
In the Bangalore Kannada, it would be tintini.
Okay, so
this is future, right? I will have at 6.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
how do you say Kishor, I had
if it's ನಾನು 6 ತಿಂದು ಆಯ್ತು. So this is completion. So I'm done, right? ತಿಂದು ಆಯ್ತು. So again, see over here, there's the word variation. Tindu aita would be a question. Aitu is a response.
We can use the shortcut if the conversation is about eating, then we can just say Nanu 6 ganteke martini means that I will eat at 6, right? That's the shortcut if you can't get the tindene and the tindenis right.
No, so this was past. This was future tense. But Chalchan was about past tense here.
Yeah.
So I'm done eating at 6. This is I am going to eat at 6.
Kishor, for the past tense, we can also say that
Yeah. So so you can say tindaitu, or you can say. So here's the thing: if I there are many variations with which you could say the sentence, okay? But if I start listing out all the variations, I think that would take more time. It would probably beat the purpose also. So if you learn one variation, that's probably good enough to start with. As you speak, you'll learn different variations. Like you would listen to more people saying tinde, and you probably start saying that, right? But I think with whatever time frame and what we have, I don't think we're going to introduce all variations. As in when we're discussing like now, we can always talk about it.
Kishor, just a quick clarification. This madutene and madabeku. So madabeku is the future, this thing also. So these are also the tense versions of this word, do, to do.
So this is more, madutene is, for example, I want to say, I will work. So I will say, nanu kelasa madutene. Okay, I'll answer this question. So madutene is, madutene is I will work. So I'm giving a commitment. Then I would use the word madutene. Yeah, okay, sorry. I'm going to stop. So I can probably address this madutene madabeku question tomorrow. Okay?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Kishor.